Throughout your course, you have the ability to create assessment questions and then store them in the question bank so you can easily integrate them into later assessments. Let's take a look at where to access the question bank and how we can begin creating questions from there. So from my course dashboard, I want to go to the gear icon in the upper right. And from here, at the bottom, I'll select More. Now, this brings us to our course administration page. And at the bottom, we have our question bank. Now we have questions, categories. We can even import and export questions. I'm first going to click on Categories. Here you can set up categories if you want to have, say, they're almost like folders where you can keep different questions organized. I'm going to go in here and put in one for nonverbal communication. We can give category information if we want, and then go ahead and add that category. So now I've just added a category to this titled nonverbal communication. Before that, everything was going into my default category for the course, the Effective Team Communication course. So now I'm going to click up here at the top on Questions. And this will bring us to questions inside of our question bank. And down at the bottom, you'll notice that we already have 2 questions in our question bank. How can that be? Well, it's because we created questions when we were creating our quiz. And anytime you create a question inside of Moodle, it will store it in that question bank so you can access it later. So here are those 2 questions that we had in that quiz. I want to create a new question though. So here, I'm going to click on the button that says Create a New Question. We can select the type of question that it is, in this case, true, false. I'll click Add. Now we can select the category. Remember before we just had the default one for the course, but now I also have nonverbal communication. So I want to put this in that folder. Now the question name, I'm going to put nonverbal communication percentage. And here's where we can put the question text. I'm going to paste in some text that I've already typed out. And this is a simple true-false question. Down below, we can decide how many points we want that worth. I'll put 3 for now. We can give general feedback if we want. And then we have to decide on the correct answer. In this case, it is true. I could leave feedback if the student gets it correct and feedback if they get it incorrect. But in this case, I just want to go down and click on Save Changes. So if I scroll down now, you'll notice that in this nonverbal communication category, I have a question right here. If I go up to the default for communication, this is where those are. Now, why does this matter that we have these questions created? Well, let's take a look at why. I'm going to navigate back to my dashboard, and then we'll go down to the quiz that we were creating before, this communication and leadership quiz. From inside of here, I'm going to click on the gear icon, and I don't want to click on Edit Settings, but I want to click on Edit Quiz. Now, I'm here just to show you what it looks like when you're creating a quiz and you want to add a new question. So inside of here, let's say I want another question. I'll click on Add, and now it says a new question, one from the question bank, or a random question. In this case, I'll click from the question bank. Then it will show me the different categories as well as the questions within those categories. So in my default for effective team communication, which has the subcategory of nonverbal, we have this question down here for nonverbal communication. I'll click on that and then click Add Selected Questions to the quiz. And bam, just like that, we now have that question added to this quiz. It has the default of 3 points. Now that doesn't make much sense here. Let's say that we want to change this to 15. Save. And then down below, I want to change this to 5 points. And I'll hit Enter or Return. And now we have done that. Now at this point, my question bank isn't very powerful because I've only added a few questions, but I strongly recommend that you add important questions throughout the year, and soon you'll have a large number of them to draw upon when creating assessments. The question bank is a great feature in Moodle that will save you time and help you track student progress.